I'm Jeff Williams, and when I'm not tied up with VO or cracking backs, I guarantee I'm listening to another VO podcast. And now it's time for another juicy morsel.
All right, and welcome back. It is another VO podcast -1.
Yeah, Charles.
-1.
Charles, if you're listening to this, you are one of the worst about answering your messages. He is, dude.
Well,
I mean, even like his texts and look, I love Charles to death, and you know what?
Oh, yeah.
He's a busy dude. Maybe he's
He
just
is
booking.
busy.
Maybe he's gonna come back like, sorry, dudes, I had like 5 sessions because you know me. I mean, not that he would say that, but you know what I mean. But Charles will not be joining us today. We wanted to get this out, especially because it's a special episode, right?
Right. Very special because we had just met up at One Voice.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Alden didn't get to go. Alden, you could have been better off because it was hotter than I don't know what down there. But
not on the inside. Down there in the basement is nice and cool.
Yeah, I'll give them credit for that. I don't think I ever broke a sweat inside the building, and that's unusual at a conference for me. I'm usually the way you're walking. But, I think JMC is in control of the thermostats, I'm pretty sure.
I would believe that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would believe that.
Yeah,
and I
for
just,
sure.
if JMC, if you ever listen to this episode, thank you so much for keeping it cool like me.
Cranks it down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
dude.
awesome. It was awesome. It was a great conference. Let me just preface by saying, half or less the amount of people than we had in Atlanta.
Which honestly,
found
I think I
was-
would like better. I've not been to Atlanta, but I think this is a great, the OVC conference. It's a good conference to go to if you want to get some real FaceTime with some folks.
That's
Yeah.
the difference. The
imagine
networking
so.
and the opportunity to talk to people more makes a big difference. And there's not as much going on at one time. VO Atlanta has a lot of classes going on at once, not only X sessions, but free sessions, and you're trying to decide where to go. And here, it was just one or two things you had to pick from. It wasn't as deep, to have to decide. But I enjoyed it because I felt like I spent way more time talking to people one-on-one that I had known them, met them before, but I actually got to know them better. By going there, I felt like I made some good connections.
How'd you feel about some of the breakouts you went to? I know I scanned your badge a couple of times.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I tried to go to some where I didn't know who they were.
Oops, sorry.
I didn't go just by what they were teaching, but I'm not really sure I know who that is, and I think maybe I should go. And so Terry Apple is one of the people I went to, and I really
sat in on that one
enjoyed
for a little while.
Yeah, I enjoyed her insight, and I actually bought her book because of her audition method she mentioned, and I just thought, hey, it'll be an interesting read. It's voiceover. How could it not be? And then I did a paid session with Mark Grau, who is just a legend, very eye-opening, and I got way more out of the other people that read than I did mine because I picked the dumbest script, and it was because everybody had picked over them, and I didn't want to get up and climb over the tables and trip over stuff. So I'm one of the last ones over there, and I get this character that was like he's kind of slow. He's a big old giant guy, and he was a clone of a Neanderthal, and because he talks like that, and he's not very emotional, So when you're doing something like that, what do? There's
Kind of do what you just did, in my opinion.
You do that, and there wasn't a whole lot else to do. But anyway, I
Not
really
as
enjoyed
open to
watching the other people.
interpretation as maybe other character
Yeah.
types.
But oh my gosh, Mark is just constantly changing voices and throwing advice out. And
I
he
bet.
spoke. He probably spoke for an hour before we started, and I was sitting there writing notes. It was all great stuff. But I enjoyed it. I mean, I just flat out enjoyed it. Had the morning I left, had breakfast with Uncle Roy and Patrick Kirchner and the guy from Audio Sigma. Just super. I made it a big change for me this year. Was I got my butt up early. And got downstairs and had coffee and breakfast, and I enjoyed it more because because it was, like I said, the intimate setting, and it was a lot more fun. So I got to spend a little bit more time with Andy Field, who I think a lot of. Jeff Williams and his son were there. I got
a lot of FaceTime with Jeff.
So,
I mean, he was sitting down to breakfast with you when you and I met.
Yeah. We hung out a lot, and
Jake was real cool too. It was fun getting to meet him.
Yep, for sure. And he's about to start down the VO path. So
yeah,
fun.
what
for
a
them.
place to go to, to start off that. Yeah. And he's got a
fit right
great
in.
person. Yeah, he did. He totally did.
He fit right in.
Yeah.
So it's great. Well, I hope everybody enjoys listening to the snippets. There are some people on here there are some people on here you probably don't know. We had a guy that's a VO and a hypnotist. Very interesting.
Yeah.
We also had the the Looney Tunes guy, the keynote speaker on,
Eric
and
Bauza.
he spoke with us, and Eric is fantastic.
Yeah, you're gonna love that. That's how we end it. And he ends it in very Looney Tune fashion. So
Yes, he does.
stick around
Yes,
for
he
that,
does.
or skip ahead if you don't want to hear us talk to all
Yeah.
these people.
Yeah,
we
he
even got to
does.
talk to someone from 123 Voice 123, and just to hear her thought. I think she works in the customer experience or customer service side of it.
Yep.
Her name escapes me at the moment. So if you do end up listening to this, I apologize. But she does tell you her name, and she'll introduce herself in the clip that you're about to hear. But yeah, I think we got about 20 minutes worth of audio while we're there. We talked to some really cool people, so definitely stick around and see what they had to say.
Yeah, and we started off a little rough
Then
on
you,
the
then
audio.
you mean the
It
real
took us a
Voice
minute.
123, because I listened to the first part of the show, and you introduced Voice 123, but you were talking about the conference.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
corrected
no,
yourself.
for sure. No, we do mean the real
One
1,
voice,
2, 3.
1, 2,
Yeah.
1,
Yes,
1.
yeah.
There's so much one.
There was so much going on. Well, I mean, when we
Yeah,
were recording
I
it,
loved it.
and you'll hear me say it. People are pointing at me. When you're not used to interviewing other people, especially when you only have one mic and it's not on a stand, and you're not having to hold it, like you have to forget that if you want people to hear what you're saying, you have to talk into the mic yourself before giving it back to the person talking to you. So in this moment, everyone's kind of pointing at me like, no, the mic is, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, where are we at? So
if you're like me, wasn't there, and you have to imagine the chaos that's going around. Picturing you guys in the big open foyer, catching people coming and going, and
and you can
That's
hear
about
hear people talking. I mean, it's there's a lot going on out there. In the foyer, for sure. But the audio it starts out that way, but it gets better because I figured out if I would keep my hand on the little interface. I could adjust the levels around and watch the sound waves. So I was really trying to concentrate on that once we got going. But the first part of it, I paid no attention to it. It's my fault, but it happens. You're trying something new and want to see what happened, but it's audible, and I think it'll be okay, and everybody will enjoy it. And guys, we got to get back together next week. We got to get back on the podcast wagon because I tell you, we booked some serious guests while we were there. We got some really good commitments.
we do.
We're talking about Grandmaster Agent Vince Labica committed to us.
okay.
Also, a guy that swept up a lot of awards, and we'll talk about him another time. I don't want to
Give too much away.
blow all his info, but it's John Armand. And this guy's big time. He's an Emmy Award winner. He's big time. We also have Derbla Trainer will be joining us. And there's some more. I think there's a couple of more we talked to.
Yeah, there's definitely some of the people that we talked to, at least I think 2 of the people that we talked to, we definitely plan on getting them scheduled, I believe. And you'll hear them in there. We definitely need to have them on for longer segments. One of them, I think, and we've talked about this for a while, we need to get Brad on the episode for his own episode just to kind of talk about some stuff, but maybe Nikki Lowe as well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We'll get all that lined up. We got, podcast season is coming up. We get through summer and get into fall. And for us, I think it's a little easier to do it. Summer's been busy, between not just conferences, but it's been, May and June were really, really busy, and July slowed down some, but August has been at a pretty good pace for me. It's not record setting, but to come back on Monday, and I had 2 new radio stations to image. I had a couple of regular clients order stuff, and then
that's how you come back from a conference.
That's what you want.
It's like they knew you were there. They were like, oh, wait.
Yeah, and of course, I'm still juggling recording in between all the noise, and then it's going to be worse the next couple of days because the flooring is done on the far end of the house, and he's going to be in the hall and the bedroom next to me. So it'll probably be where I'm like, let's mark it from 8 till 3, because there won't be any recording. Because I tell you, this flooring it's like it's the Pergo flooring, and it's supposed to be like it will not let water go through it and get to the subfloor. So it's tight. So he's hammering it together and it's really tight and it's wham, bam, bam all the time. And I'm like, geez, will it ever end? But man, is it transitioning this old house. I mean, it's just amazing. We got a new front door on this morning and, it's got wood, looks like a wood grain door. It's fiberglass, but I mean, to have a whole different entry to the house. One end of the house is getting new siding, new cedar siding put on because the sun's just worn it out for 30 years. And it's just nice to know you're getting it back to where it needs to be, and it'll last until I don't need it anymore, maybe.
Right.
So, fun. But guys, we'll be getting back together soon. We're going to turn you loose with this One Voice stuff. Hope everybody enjoys it. And for Charles, I'll say, Mr. Booker, he'll be with us hopefully next time. And so, guys, parting notes, and let's get out of here.
Yeah, just a real quick. I think we already mentioned it, but just in case you're curious, the first couple of moments of the audio is a little loud and a little, but it does correct itself, and literally by the end, it sounds just fine. I mean, and keep in mind we are in a big open space. There are a lot of people, a lot of things going on, so try not to let the crowd noise distract you. But I really think you guys will enjoy. And as you will hear, we're literally walking around like the main area of the conference, talking to as many people as we wanted to pull aside for the short amount of time we had.
Yep. Yeah, you can hear the excitement in people's voices and in your voices. You guys sound just so pumped being there,
Well, it's just fun. I mean, like, it's just a cool atmosphere to be around. And this is definitely for you, Alden, and anybody listening that's ever curious about maybe whether or not they should go to a conference. I definitely think you should. And I would suggest going to One Voice before you go to VO Atlanta, just because you do get more face time. It is a lot less. It's like, again, like Troy said, probably half the people, so it's not as stressful. You know what I mean? And there's places that you can go if the crowds kind of bother you, that you can go chill out and decompress for a while away from all the noise and away from all that.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and the hotel service was off the hook.
I mean, for sure.
It was really, really good service. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Well, guys, thanks for jumping in. I know we're all got a lot going on, and appreciate you guys being here. And we'll hook up soon, and we'll catch all of you next time on, what is this thing?
Another VO podcast.
Who was that?
I don't know, but now I'm scared.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, everybody? We are here at Dallas One Voice. Yes, that's right. It's another VO podcast. I'm Jake Sanders.
Hey, I'm Troy Holden.
And I am Charles Coates.
And again, like I said, we wanted to do this little episode while we were at the conference and just kind of check in on people. What's been like the coolest thing you guys have done so far?
Oh, man, that's hard. It's been a lot of stuff. I did a session yesterday, first time I've ever presented. That was nerve-wracking, but fun. Had about 40 people and a lot of questions, so it was great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, dude, I sat in on it. You did a really great job. And again, I mean, it's like a lot of stuff that you do, like kind of help people with outside of the podcast and on the Facebook and Facebook page and everything. But you talked about some really cool stuff that I think people could take away and learn from. It was really cool. What about you, Charles?
I think the highlight so far is, number one, seeing everybody again, right? So you see everybody throughout the year on in little boxes and little squares and just their heads on the Zoom calls. And but number one for me, it's the camaraderie and getting to see everybody again, eating lunch, catching up, talking about things in the industry, talking about things with their lives, right? Because wait a minute, we all are real people and we all have regular stuff also. Yeah. And it's good to kind of ground yourself, in that. But I think that's my number one thing. And I had a really, really good session with Vince Labica from DPN yesterday in an X session, and it was fantastic. Okay. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I've seen some cool stuff. I'm volunteering again. I've just gotten to I got to meet Mary Lynn in person. That was awesome. She's super sweet, as I expected, and it's just been good to see some people I met from last year. Right now, we're actually sitting here with a couple of people. One of them would be Mr. Brad Hyland. Let's go talk to Brad real quick. Hey, Brad.
You want me to stand up?
You don't have to.
Okay, I'll just.
Do I have to exert effort?
I'm just gonna stay seated then.
What's up with you, Brad? How's it going?
Really good.
Yeah.
It's been really fun.
Yeah, you have your session today, right?
My first one is 11. What's the matter? My first one is in about an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 hours.
All right, what are you covering in this?
It's kind of a bunch of magic stuff, and then how to get your customers to marry you. Okay. Yeah. And you didn't ask me, but I'm going to tell you the highlight for me so far was Korean barbecue at Charles's house.
Oh, that's right.
Made by Jenny. And we just sat there and mowed down for about an hour, and it was some of the best food I've had in a long time.
Oh, man, that's great.
Yeah. I'm sorry for not asking you, Brad. I apologize about that.
It didn't matter because I was going to tell you.
Well, thanks, Brad. Appreciate you, man. All right. And we actually have a listener. We got you listen to the podcast, don't you? Do you listen to the podcast? Okay, good. That would be a
VO Live shirt.
He's wearing your podcast shirt. Maybe he doesn't listen to our podcast. Yeah. So we got Matthew Hooks. Is that right?
That's right. Matthew Hooks. Absolutely.
All right, Matthew. So, like, what have you gotten so far out of? What have you gotten so far out of Voice 123? No, Voice 123. You guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting pointed at, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What have you gotten out of One Voice so far, dude?
Well, I think the best part is, especially as a newer voiceover actor, just to build the relationships and at the same time just gain experience and feedback for some of the things you're doing. So whether that's an X session, whether that's learning from someone in one of the workshops. So just getting an overall experience has been great.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Is there anything that you're looking forward to that you haven't done yet?
Yeah, absolutely. I have an X session a little bit later today with Mary Lynn Wisner. Really looking forward to that. I hear so many great things about her, from how she approaches things to how she really gets you to improve. So looking forward to that and really just growing and, again, building those relationships with the other voiceover actors, because kind of one thing y'all said earlier, we're all real people. So just getting to see the people in front and really build those relationships.
Yeah, dude, excellent points. And we are all real people, and everyone you kind of find out is real chill, you know? So that's really cool to actually get to meet people in person that you maybe only seen on Zoom or on social media, and then just realize that they're just kicking it just like you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, it's one thing to see someone in a box on a Zoom call or whatever, but to actually see face to face and get to laugh and get to learn a little bit more about them, get that personal touch, if you will. So yeah, that's always great.
Awesome, dude. Well, thanks for taking some time to talk with us. We're going to go talk to some other people. I think I'm going to hand it to Charles real quick just to give him some mic time.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. So we are here at one of the booths, and it is one of my favorite booths here. It is Voice 123, and we strong-armed somebody into talking to us. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi everybody that's listening. Hi everybody that's in OVC right now. My name is Mariana Scafo. I am the customer success lead in Voice 123. Always glad to help everybody.
Excellent. So I guess just if you'd like to just tell us what's one of your most memorable moments here, or what's one of the things that you really like about being here and being, elbow to elbow with voice actors that, you see on the platform, but now you kind of get to see them in real life.
Being here is amazing because I get to see all of the wonderful people that I talk to or have Zoom meetings with during the year, and we get to say hi to each other, we get to see each other face to face, we get to hug. And I hear wonderful experiences. People pass by and they tell us, hey, I just did an audition upstairs. I went upstairs, I did an audition in my little tent or in my closet. All of those things that I also learn here from all of the voice actors. I've been getting a lot of knowledge from voice actors when I come to these conferences. So it's been great. In that professional part, I've been learning a lot about the business coming to these conferences, but then also the personal aspect, like hearing people, that same audition that I did 2 hours later, I got booked, and they come and they, give us a hug, and it's like, I didn't book you, but it's okay. Voice 123 is helping you, and that's all we care about, about making the connection, listening to stories. This weekend we've heard a lot of stories of people, it sounds like boasting, but to me it's very emotional. So it's one of those. I've had people say, Voice 123 has helped me, gotten my kids to college. Because not only the auditions that I do, it's recurring clients. They know where they found me. I know where they found me. So that's a very important part, which is something really good that Voice 123 does when we make the connection, but something really good that the voice actor learns. That recurring clients are really, really important. So that's why also these conferences are great for everybody that's here to also learn that. You never know, that audition, it might be kind of like iffy budget. Try, build a relationship with the client. Trust me, they will come back because they will love you. You do all the work, we make the connection, and that's, what makes us happy and our biggest goal.
That's cool. That's really cool. That's really good to hear. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head when, we use your platform as the connection line to the clients. And then I've had clients that I've started with, and they have been my clients for the last 2.5 years. And they come back with campaigns. Okay, we're doing our fall campaign. We're doing our spring sale. We're doing, this and that. And you get stuff from them. You send them thank you notes, and it's not just this office someplace in another state. It's John from XYZ that I talk to at least 4 times a year, and I know about his stuff. We follow each other on social media, and it becomes this relationship.
I know it's work, but that fills my heart. This is what we do. This is, one of the main goals of Voice 123. One of the main goals of the team that I lead is like never losing the human side of all of this. At the end of the day, we're humans communicating. Voiceovers is about emotions. If you show that, you convey that, and you treat people the way they want to be treated, trust me, they will come back. But of course, the talent is in all of the voice actors that are here trying to learn, or the pros just like yourself, that we're very happy to have in Voice 123.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it, Mariana. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And so if anybody had any questions about Voice 123 or they're struggling with something and they just need some clarity, like who could they contact you?
Sure. Our team is always available. You could send us an email to help, HELP, at voice123.com. We cover any questions that we have. We're able to review your profile, review your keywords, your samples on your playlist. Anything and anything that you need, we're there to help. That's the main idea. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. And we have run into Mr. Ron Walsh, and
Welch. It's close enough.
Oh, okay. Almost there. Yeah. Ron Welch. And I didn't know that he has a very special talent other than being an amazing voice actor. He does a little bit of
hypnosis.
Do you really?
I do a little bit of hypnosis.
I've always wanted to try that. I've always wanted to see if I could be hypnotized. I don't know if I'm one of the people that are like is it like strong-headed or whatever, but...
Well, when it comes to hypnosis, if you can follow basic instructions, which I believe most everybody here can, you're above average intelligence. Well, maybe not all of us, but no, you're not under an inebriated state. Yes, you can be hypnotized very easily.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Well, I'd be interested in that sometime for sure.
All right, so we're going to do that live now.
No. I don't know if I'm in the right. I'm volunteering right now. I need to be fully here.
No barking like a chicken and clucking like a dog right now.
They'll be like, yeah, look at that Jake Sanders guy. Yeah, he's at Ballroom 1 entrance. You need to go see him because it's crazy.
You guys are gonna snap at some point, and the next thing I know, y'all are gonna be laughing. I'm gonna be super confused why, and then you're like, you were just doing this and you were naked or whatever.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
No, that's a good thing.
Jake, where'd your pants go? Yeah, so Ron, we're just kind of going around the conference and just getting a little bit of feedback, seeing what you like about it so far. What's maybe a highlight for you?
Highlight for me is I actually did a morning meditation class, and having people come in there and saying, hey, that thing you did for me helped me. Wow. I love giving back, and that's what I see a lot of, everybody helping everybody, and that's my big love for the conference.
Excellent.
That's very like in line with the voiceover community. We've talked about that a lot of times on the podcast, just how giving the community is, how nice everybody is, and so it's good that it's just continuing here at the conference too. And in fact, I was here early, and people came up to me, "Hey, where's the meditation?" And I was like, "Harvesters, according to this thing." So we had to keep telling people where to go, but we had a couple people come ask about it. So I'm glad that you're here and able to provide that for them.
Thank you.
That's super cool. Yeah, I mean, it says meditation on there, but like the sign falls off, and it's actually hypnosis.
Oh,
it's gonna.
You want to come in and enjoy the rest of it?
Yeah.
There you go.
So actually, so now that kind of piques my interest. When you do meditation, is there like a feeling or something that's in there that uses like a hypnosis technique, but not necessarily hypnotizing them, but getting them to a state of relaxation and things like that? Do those ever intertwine at all?
Meditation, hypnosis, we're all in a state of trance about 70% of our waking day. If you've ever walked in a room and asked, hey, try to get somebody's attention, but they were watching TV or in a book, they were in a trance. They're in a higher state of focus. And then you snapped them out of it eventually, because that's how focused they were. Same thing when going into a meditation. You just kind of breathe, relax, focus wherever they say, focus inward, etc. And then you just kind of notice that your breathing starts to, the outside world doesn't matter as much, and you start to slow down.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
That's super cool. That's super cool. All right, well, Ron, thank you so much, man. Appreciate your time, and go hypnotize some people. That it's intriguing to me. I've never been hypnotized, so like,
kind of like we should like.
I know it's like, yeah. We're in room number no.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, so we have one of my favorite people on the planet that I think of every single day when I walk into my booth. Yeah, we're talking about you. We have our guest here. She doesn't know she's going to be a guest, apparently. But yeah, we have the wonderful, amazing, beautiful, kind, loving. I'm trying to make you cry before you get on the mic. Yeah.
We got a short amount of time here.
Nikki Lowe.
First, I am trying to not cry because that was really beautiful. Thank you. I'm honored that you said those things.
Well, they're all true. They're all true.
Thank you so much. And thank you. I'm also honored that you're asking me to speak on I'm not sure what, but please just don't make me do math.
It's our podcast. It's another VO podcast, and we've been talking about, we've been together for about a year now, and we talked, 3 of us were going to come and be at One Voice, so we thought we'd do like a little impromptu episode, and we're just talking, we're picking people out, and Charles picked you, and so we were like, let's talk to her.
Oh, I love this. I love this. Hooray. Yeah.
So, Nikki, we just want to know, you've been here for a couple days now. It's the Saturday of the conference. What's like one highlight that you experienced here, and just kind of the overall feel of the conference?
Well, aside from reinforcing the village and the love, and then meeting more people, which is already enough, I always get inspired, and I think of things like, that I haven't thought of before. Maybe I should try that. I could try that. Or even better, I can admit I'm not good at this. There's somebody there that will help me because it is about the love. So it's not ever one thing. It's just, there's so much the vibration of my energy of being always just goes through the roof when I'm here. And then I can go back by myself in the booth and use that energy to propel myself forward.
That is awesome. That's awesome.
That's really great.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. We keep talking about how great the community is, and everyone that we have on here in the mic just keeps proving how great it is. So that's awesome.
I'm so gratitude every second.
Right.
Every day. Whenever I'm around my people. Yeah. And really, I have cried a lot.
Yeah.
While I'm here, I'm like, just stop talking.
Well, we will try not to make you cry. That is for sure. Yeah.
Tears of joy.
Well, thank you so much, Nikki. Have an amazing rest of the conference.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Guys, we have probably the craziest keynote speaker we've had so far at One Voice, Eric Bauza. Did I say that correct?
I mean, I was wearing a straitjacket, but I didn't think anyone saw the...
You were, but you hit it well underneath the jacket that you were wearing. It looked really stylish.
Well, thank goodness. I don't want to scare people.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, so many people that have come out of your keynote or out of your class that you had yesterday, everyone's just saying, like, what a down-to-earth guy, such a cool guy, yet you voice these, like, massive characters that have been around for years. They're older than you and I, So what is something, how do you feel about getting to voice characters like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck?
Well, for me, it's all about giving back to the characters that raised me as a kid. These are the characters that, help me identify myself as an artist, as a performer, making people laugh. That's what it is for me. It's if I can get a laugh out of you, that's like throwing gas on a barbecued rabbit. Yeah, a carrot for that matter. Depending on who you are, Elmer or Bugs. Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing. Yeah, and so have you done a conference before? I think you said you hadn't before, right?
I've done a few conferences. I've taught a lot of classes, but literally this conference, if you're talking about the class I had last night, there's 13 performers there. The caliber, I was blown away. Like there were definitely like 2 or 3 folks you could tell this is their first time kind of even just getting behind a mic, possibly even reading out loud in front of people. But everyone, 99.9% of the performances that I got to witness yesterday, I did a class on breaking down iconic characters and voice matching. I brought a ton of scripts with me. Everyone got like, there was a guy that did the most amazing droopy I've ever heard. I was like, I was like, well, I'm gonna leave now. I was like, this is a joke on me, right? This is my retirement party because this is the new talent. This is the new wave here. So I was just blown away, and I saw some of them in the lobby this morning, and they were still over the moon. So I have a feeling I'll probably be back. If not at this one, then Atlanta. If not Atlanta, then in the UK. Or
Dude, that's amazing, and it's so cool. Yeah, you are just so down to earth, and that's a good thing to see from our perspective. We're not quite there yet, or maybe just to see someone of your caliber to be.
Talk about, I'm on your show. I feel like I'm a guest on your show.
Yeah. Well, we are very humbled and very glad that you are on our show. So thank you so much again. If we can get maybe like your favorite voice to do real quick for everybody.
Well, if there's only one way to wrap it up, we could say,
that's all, folks.
Well, guys, we've walked around, talked to a few people. We've got, almost another half day to go. We got closing ceremony tomorrow. There's an award show tonight. A lot going on. We miss our buddy Alden, though.
We miss him the most. Alden, if you're listening to this, just know we wish you were here, man. We've talked about that so many times.
Yeah. That's literally the one thing that would have made this complete for us.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we may have more later. We don't know, but I'm going off to a 3-hour session on video games with Mark Grau. Mark and I talked back in the winter, and I'm looking forward to this. And then this afternoon, as some of you guys know, I yanked my back out, and I'm going to go take pills and rest. And
you got to be rested for when you win those awards tonight.
You win all 5 of them and voiceover artist of the year. Come on.
So I can haul all my gold to the car. Look, I'm just humbled to be honored, and I'm happy to be here. Humbled to be honored, to be happy to be here, to be nominated. Nominated, that's a word. But to everybody that hasn't come to this was my first OVC. It's wonderful. It is totally different than Atlanta. And I want to tell you, it's more intimate, it's smaller, it's more personal. And if you want to come to your first conference, highly recommend it next year. Sign up, get here. What do you guys think?
Yes, absolutely. You need to get yourself here one way or another. If you can't pay for it, see if you can volunteer. If you can't volunteer, do good online at least.
Or go after a scholarship.
Yes.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, scholarships.
Charles, parting words?
Yeah, 100%. It is a really different feel, but it's a good different feel, right? And it's wonderful to see everybody here. I'm glad that Eric came on. He's absolutely amazing, and there's amazing people, amazing talent. And you'll learn a lot, and you'll make connections, and you'll ground yourself in the love and the community that we see online, but we get to see in real life, man. Give real hugs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's see if we can put this mic between us, and let's tell everybody we'll see you next time on another VO podcast.
All right.
Are we ready?
Yep.
We'll see you next time on another VO podcast.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of It's Another VO Podcast. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. You can also email us your questions to anothervopodcast@gmail.com or follow us on Instagram at Another VO Podcast. See you next time.